There it is. Oh, yeah. I'll have to talk loudly. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. There's people out there. For those that don't know me, I'm Kevin Dam, Director of Bands here at D.H. Conley High School. This is our Symphonic Band Spring Concert. Thank you so much for taking your evening to hear some music with us tonight. That opening selection was titled Urban Light, and that, as you can tell, was a monster, and the students won the battle. It was beautiful. This piece, I heard when it actually came out in 2021, I heard it at a music conference in Winston-Salem, played by a group called the Wilmington Symphonic Winds. It was gorgeous. I was very much into that electric guitar part. That was just such a cool, flashy piece. And then a year or two later, I actually heard the ECU Symphonic Wind Ensemble, their top band, play it. And I have a problem. And that is that a lot of times my eyes get bigger than my stomach when it comes to the music that I pick. And I say, all right, your students are not machines. You know, you need to make sure that you give them stuff that they're going to be able to either play or grow into playing. But we put this piece in front of them, and most of the students are like, yeah, we're into it. And a couple of sections with those really hard parts are like, oh, you're crazy. But we worked on it, we nailed it anyway. They nailed it, and I'm so glad we had the opportunity to perform it. It's pretty cool to say you played a piece that was performed by a college wind ensemble. And wind ensemble, the expression for that is basically the top band ensemble, wherever that is. So before we go to our second selection, I want to make sure I recognize, I'll explain the second selection with this other information. Back in January, we had some students, several students, almost 20 students, audition for the Eastern All-District Band, where students from all over the Eastern District of North Carolina, according to the North Carolina Bandmaster Association, which is just about all counties east of Highway 95, which is a lot. And it's actually held right here in Greenville at Rose High School. They do the auditions there. And we had 3 students make it. We'll go ahead and recognize those students if you'll stand when I call your name, please. On the tuba, first chair tuba in the 910 band, Levi Robinson. On French horn, Evan Opdyke. And on flute, Caitlin Hodgin. Oh, yeah! It is really hard to get in that band because all the other students want to be in it too, and they reflect that through their audition and their preparation. But our students brought the heat, and they got in. Well, unfortunately, because of of some winter weather or threat of winter weather or whatever it is, we won't get into it. They canceled our all-district clinic for this year. It was very sad. That has happened a few times. Actually happened my freshman year in high school. They canceled it as well. But, and unfortunately, there's no way to make something like that up. There's too many logistics. So, one of the pieces that the 11-12 band that Caitlin and Evan were going to be in was supposed to play was our second selection tonight. It's titled October by Eric Whitacre. It is a gorgeous ballad. Absolutely beautiful piece of music, very mature work of music. And they were very bummed that they didn't get the chance to perform it. So I said, well, maybe we'll do it. Why don't we do it? I think that should make up for it. So this next selection, October, it's just, the idea is that you're looking across beautiful foliage in October or early November, around that range, where the leaves are changing colors, beautiful oranges, yellows, reds, things like that, and just breathtaking melodies and harmonies I think you'll very much enjoy. So this is Eric Whitacre's October. Was I right? How beautiful. How beautiful. So gorgeous. That was actually originally a choral work titled Alleluia. And the only word in the piece is Alleluia. You'd be amazed. You got to take the opportunity to go to a choir concert. By the way, we have one coming up here. I'll make sure that, to plug those, our choir and orchestra concerts coming up tomorrow and the night after. But more than what I just did. But you can stretch a lyric for a mile when you sing vocal music. It's quite beautiful. And sometimes it translates well into instrumental, and this one certainly did. Our next selection, Aces of the Air. I feel like a concert is appropriate always to have a march on a concert. This is one of the two most significant, I'd say out of the three, really, march composers from the United States. One of them being, of course, John Philip Sousa, and this one being Carl King, who lived around the same time period and wrote just over 100 marches, so very many. This one's called Aces of the Air. This was actually our march that the Symphonic Band performed in March at our annual Eastern District MPA, which stands for Music Performance Adjudication. This is where the students perform for 3 stage judges that are positioned in 3 different parts of a very large auditorium. And they basically critique them on their performance, and they give them a rating. And then after they finish on the stage, like that wasn't enough, then they go into a separate room with one judge to do something called sight reading. Sight reading. I know it makes them all cringe, right? I don't know many people that enjoy sight reading. But what it means is you look at a piece of music for the very first time with no practice. You don't get to play at all. You can clap, sing, tap your feet for about 5-6 minutes, and then you have to play straight through the piece for that judge. And then they give you a rating. All the combined ratings together give you, from the rating system, superior, excellent, average. We won't talk about the lower ratings. We won't be seeing those. But with all due respect. But I am proud to announce that this year in grade 5 music, which the grade level of music refers to the level of difficulty. The top grade level in North Carolina is grade 6. That's like collegiate professional level, and grade 5 is like nipping right at its heels. Just to give you an idea, that piece October is a grade 5, and the piece we played before that, Urban Light, is not currently on our MPA list, but it's on the docket to be added to the list, and just so you guys know, it was considered to be a grade 6. So, which I think you guys felt it as a grade 6 for sure. But in grade 5, the band received straight superior ratings from all of the judges at MPA. So, please keep it in mind. They never cease to blow me away with how much potential they have and how they're able to bring it out of them. This is the march that we did at MPA. It's called Aces of the Air. Hope you enjoy. gonna mess the next couple of parts up because there's a music stand that I see in my future sitting right here with all of my speaking notes so I don't ramble in the future. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. One of you are gonna remember it because I apparently never will. But I want to get my thank yous out because I can't do this by myself. I can teach music, I can try to my best to inspire my students through music, but there's a lot that goes on. The actual conducting and performing in concerts for these students, what we're doing here tonight is a very small percentage of what we actually do. As far as my job and their job, you know, we rehearse every day, 90 minutes, and some of these students who apparently are glutton for punishment, who sign up for 2 band classes or a couple of them 3 during the day. They just can't get enough of the methods of my madness, apparently. But, and then a couple students the other day are just like, all right, I'm ready for the concert because the music is starting to, you know, it won't leave my head, it's starting to get to me. And I say, well, when the music is starting to affect you in that way, it usually means you're getting pretty good at it. So we can finally leave it all on the stage tonight. But my thank yous will always start with my family, my wife, Pamela, my children, Tommy, Michael, Joey, my mother, sister who are here tonight. I love you all, and I'm so grateful for your support of my music and all of the things that I'm involved with music, with teaching and performing. And I'm just so grateful that you all are in my life and support what I do. So thank you. I love you. Thank you. I want to make sure that I thank a couple of people. One in particular I did not thank last night at our jazz band concert, and I'm sorry for it. But there is a student in this band who got here this year and decided he was going to revamp our entire sound and lighting system and just make this a better world for all of us here. And I'm so grateful for all the work that he spent in here. In addition to being a very fantastic French horn player, I want to make sure I thank basically our on-call sound tech for the auditorium, sound and light tech, Tyler Wilkinson. I can't do what he does. And I plugged that in, but it's probably still doing it wrong. I want to thank my colleagues in the arts department, especially my music colleague who is up in the booth tonight, the director of choirs and orchestras here at D.H. Conley High School, Mr. Michael Johnson. Thank you for being here tonight. My friend, my fraternity brother, thank you so much for all that you do. I appreciate it very much. I want to thank, of course, administration and staff, faculty here at D.H. Conley, SROs, janitors, everybody here, custodial staff, everybody that always steps in to help us whenever in need. I'm always grateful for your support. And I want to thank the parent organization that keeps me sane by doing so much on their own time for free. And that is our Band Booster organization. Thank you. Lastly, I want to thank the students. I will be recognizing a few individuals here in a moment, but after this piece, but before the last one. But I want to just remind you guys, even though I know you're like, yeah, but how much I love you guys and how much I enjoy working with you every day. I know that sometimes you're not sure what version of me you're going to get from one day to the next, but I think that's normal in some ways because that means we're human. But also, just you're buying into what it is that I'm doing here and trying to create a band program every year. Because remember, seniors leave, freshmen come in. Every year the group is unique. But one thing that will never change is the organic human concept that is involved with performing and playing music. I said this last night, so if you were here, bear with me, but we're going to play in just a moment. But video games, television, phones, scrolling, TikTok, social media, all of that, it's not real. It's on a screen, it's electronic, it's lights in your face, it's putting a person's head down as opposed to up. I want to see your face, I want to see your eyes. I don't want this backwards in the world of evolution to come back. I want to see phones down, eyes up. I think I need to put that on the wall on a big poster. Maybe that needs to be a big slogan for everyone. But what we do here is one of the most real things they'll ever do, and that is playing musical instruments. And they'll be able to take that with them the rest of their lives. And it's something that's pure, it's real, and it's very special. So I'm very grateful, parents, for you allowing your children to be invested into this. I guarantee it's worth it, because they're not just learning how to grow as musicians, they're learning how to grow as human beings. And that's a really important thing to us teachers, and parents, being a parent. So, our next selection, you might recognize the title, but this is music from the motion picture The Incredibles. And this one is one that was suggested by a student a couple of months ago, and saying, we should play this. They just said, people say that all the time. Mr. Day, you know what you should play? I hear that all the time. And usually my mind is going, yeah, not going to happen. But when he said that, I said, well, let me look online. And I found an arrangement. It was really good. It fits them well. And it's just really fun. It's really flashy. You know, it's got some elements of jazz and rock in it. It's just fun to play. So we're going to play our next selection, The Incredibles. We hope you enjoy it. You guys make me smile really big. Before we play our last selection, only fitting before the final selection to recognize the seniors that are in our band. This being finishing up my third year here at D.H. Conley, I've had the privilege of working with these seniors for 3 years now, and it's when you spend a lot of time together, you're going to see in band, choir, orchestra, these classes where they're with you all the way through high school. It's not like an English class to see you one semester. We see them for 4 years, and so we really, we just develop a wonderful student and teacher relationship, and just watching them grow into the human beings that they are, and it's really a special part of what we do. It's one of my favorite parts of what we do. The saying goodbye is the hardest part of what I do, but we've got to spread their wings and move on to the next level in their life. This final selection I will mention before I recognize the seniors, Caravan, which is a selection by Duke Ellington. I learned very quickly when I got here and played Caravan with our jazz band that they really like this piece. It's got a very catchy melody, and it's kind of something that they were kind of subliminally saying in each rehearsal. What are we going to play today, Caravan? It was just all the time. You see it, Caravan. So without further ado, I'm going to recognize our seniors. I'm going to mess it up, but I'll do my best not to forget anyone along the way. Maybe it's just that I don't want you to leave, and so I'm not going to call your name. So we'll just go from the in score order through the flute section down. So right up here in the front, we have two seniors in the flute section, Caitlin Hodgen and Mackenzie Washington. We didn't plan any of this, so they don't know when they're going to sit. It's okay. In the clarinet section, a young lady that was here when I got here in this little band that could on the marching band field, and just refused to give up and keep on going and be here to help build and grow with this band. But on clarinet, Asia Gibbs. The saxophone section, I'm going to miss the personality of this person, because it always reminds me not to take life too seriously and to make sure that you find the appropriate time to laugh, smile, and just be silly. And I think that person has actually helped keep me in check in those ways, and I'm grateful for it. On the baritone saxophone, Nathaniel Piner. They're almost done. You have to let them get out. So. Oh boy. Yes, and we call him Ed. I'll never know why, and I don't care. And I don't think he does either, so that's what makes it more fun. Okay. I'll go ahead and get back here behind me. On the French horn, also plays trumpet in jazz band as well, and really just music is a huge part of this person's life, and I really enjoy getting to know him and his family, and I hope all of my seniors keep in touch with me, but we have a lot of things in common, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about your story. But on the French horn, Evan Opdyke. In our big old 11-member trumpet section, we have one senior. It's sad for the one, but we've got some depth, that's for sure. This person was also, several of these people were in this, I've said little marching band I could. There was 21 members in the Marching Vikings when I got here, and they are growing quite a bit, but it shows a level of dedication to be in a little band and not be worried about, oh, we're small. No, we're here to play, let's have fun. But on trumpet, Nelly Garcia. Low brass section. This person keeps kind of the same expression on their face all the time, so it's hard to tell whether I'm coming or going. But in the end, it's just because the person is very level-headed and very intelligent and has a wonderful trombone tone. And I'm going to miss that in my band, so you guys are going to have to make up for that once she's gone. But on the trombone, Miss Campbell Cavatar. On the euphonium, this person was playing trombone in the jazz band last night as well, but actually started on percussion in this band 2 years ago, just 2 years ago, and has now proven that this person was meant to play a musical instrument because they have grown tremendously. Really, really high learning curve. And wonderful personality, very patient, great communicator, and I just really appreciate this person taking the plunge into band and really committing to it at such a high level. And I'm so grateful to have spent this time together with you. On euphonium, Michael Eubanks. You know, I realized that I didn't say anything about Caitlin and Mackenzie, but really, the only thing that comes to mind for me is that they're very kind. They like to razz a certain flute player in the section. Well, it's really Mackenzie that does that. But they're always just are very tentative and very willing to learn and listen, and I'm grateful for them. Okay, also in the low brass section and the woodwind section and the percussion section and the rhythm section in jazz band and whatever instrument he's deciding to play that day. I think we're on instrument about number 11. You saw him play the electric guitar on Urban Light at the beginning of the concert. He's now holding a tuba. That's not a mistake, but this person is constantly, can I play this instrument for this piece? And every time he pulls it together and figures it out. So you also heard him split the euphonium solo with Michael on October. But I've really enjoyed watching this young man and just being his jack of all instruments in band and being able to just demonstrate a passion for music that is really unmatched. But this is Mr. Adrian Gassel Rendon Barona. So, there you are. Yes, of course, there you are. We have a couple more. I'm going to make sure that I move on, get to our last piece, so you guys can get on with the rest of your evenings. Thank you for your patience as we do this. It's very important for them to recognize. This person was here when I got here, who plays bass guitar, and I think I've had corrected a rhythm or a pitch for this person on their instrument in 3 years, I think maybe 5 times, because they're just that talented of a musician. And it was 5, was it 2? I'm sorry. You know what? I think it was, I had asked, and I looked at my score, you know what? I was wrong. That was what it was. 2 times, I beg your pardon. So that's what I call staying under the curve. That's impressive. But at any rate, on the bass, Mr. Reese McIntyre. And finally, me too. In the percussion section, a young man that has brought a spirit into this band, and I really he's just a very, very kind soul, is the only thing I can think to say about him, other than he's fun. He listens well. He's willing to help with anything that you need him to help with, whether it's percussion or moving things or cleaning things or anything. He doesn't know how to say no to those things because he wants to be a part of this. He wants to help, and he wants to be a part of this fraternity of music that we have here. And also joined band just a couple of years ago from scratch, never played before. But I've really enjoyed our time together, and I hope you'll continue to come back and hang out with us. Mr. KJ Kajadian Fred. Just one more time, will all seniors please stand and face the audience? Thank you, seniors. I love you. Okay, so we will close the floor. Okay, thank you. All right. So this really is our EOC. This is our final at the end of the year for us. After this, it's just simply learning a certain graduation song. And yes, we won't talk about that yet. But also, we do have our band end of year cookout at Unity Church on Saturday, May the 30th. Boosters, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock p.m. We're going to be sending out a perfect potluck. Is that correct? Yes. To everyone, so we can get some sign-ups. To bring things like sides, chips, drinks, stuff like that. The band boosters will be providing hot dogs, I believe it is, for the meal. But we're going to have some fun outside, play some cornhole, some run around and let out some steam, and just have one more special moment of fellowship together as a program. This is for all band students from both semesters. So marching band, fall concert band, symphonic band, all bands, jazz band, everyone. And this includes your families. We're going to have a little sign-up sheet that we're going to send out so we know how many are coming from your family. So for example, if it's just the student and their parent, then you put down 2. Make sure you count the student in the count. Okay, we'll send that out probably this week before the weekend. Okay? And if you have any questions about it, just let me know. And we look forward to seeing people there, getting to chat with parents. It's always great to talk with you. Please come by and say hello tonight, or at the end of your cookout, either one. So our final selection tonight by Duke Ellington is Caravan, the senior piece. This is the piece that the seniors voted on, and there's other pieces on the list, and this ended up being the one they selected to play as their final selection on their spring concert. So thank you so much for your support. Thanks for coming out tonight. We hope you've enjoyed the concert, and we hope you guys enjoy our closer, Caravan. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Please drive safely. Good night.
As I say in class, one more again.
Thank you so much. Have a great night. Drive safely.